Hello, Rob from Fountain Pen Journey with my best and worst fountain pens of 2023. It's my usual end of year review of all the fountain pens that I've actually used over the course of the year. And there's been some good ones and there's been some bad ones and there's been a few surprises. So what I'm going to do is just basically run through the pens, do a little bit of writing on my Rhodia pad and talk about what worked and what didn't, and what I was happy with and what actually disappointed me in 2023. So let's have a look at the fountain pens that I really enjoyed. First off, a lot of this is based on how much I've actually used these fountain pens, looking at how many times I've re-inked them, actually enjoyed using them. And that is in many ways a bit better indication for me and my viewers over just saying, well, I actually preferred this pen to the other pens. If I've used this pen extensively, then that kind of indicates that it's a favourite pen for this year. I'm going to start off with this one. It's just an absolutely beautiful fountain pen. Absolutely love it. Relatively affordable too. Conklin Durograph Abalone, and the abalone inlay is just gorgeous. Really, really lovely. It is completely round and smooth, even though it looks like it might be faceted. Really, really gorgeous. So let's get into it. Now, I know some people are saying that in other markets this particular model isn't always called the Durograph. Certainly that's how it's sold here in the UK from, say, Cult Pens. And which nib is this? I thought this was abroad. I'm pretty certain it's abroad. And the ink is Diamine Aurora Borealis. Absolute favourite pen of mine. I know the Conklin Durograph. I've done many reviews of the amber version, which is one of the first Conklin Durograph fountain pens I got, and it's still rubbish. The writing experience is still terrible even after many hours of tinkering. However, this one, no issues whatsoever. Been in use for 2 years now with the same ink. Absolutely love it. Really, really nice fountain pen. And the next pen, my God, this has seen some use. This was a present, I think a Father's Day present, maybe 2 years ago now. And I've just kept using it, just keep inking it up. It holds a ton of ink and absolutely enjoy it. Really enjoy it. Oops, that was my fault. Oh, blimey, I'll start again. Twisby Eco. This was the Jade. And this comes with a stub nib, this one that I love writing with. Can't believe it, I think this was in my video last year. It's a really, really nice stub nib. No scratchiness on the edges. Decent everything. Absolutely love it. Needs another fill. Do I fill it? Do I go for a different one? Anyway, absolutely love using this fountain pen. And oh, sorry everybody, Lamy Safari. Interestingly, this year I actually thought, how many Lamy All-Stars have I used this year? None. I've always got a Lamy Safari inked up. I have, in fact, I've used 3 of these this year, and I've certainly got 2 inked up at the moment. And I just love them. This is just the pink version, available quite widely. And it's just one of those pens that I've never liked the clip, but I enjoy fondling the clip. I think it's a good one. You've got a nice ink window so you can see. I use cartridges in these. Interestingly, I refill the cartridges. If you're wondering why, if you're looking for Diamine Cerise ink in a Lamy cartridge, I just clean them out, refill them, because they're better than the converters. The cartridges just hold more ink and they're just easier. So always a Lamy Safari inked up. I just enjoy using those. And this was a close call. In fact, I'm not even certain if this pen will write. Faber-Castell Emotion. Now, it's been a few weeks since I wrote with this, so it will be interesting to see if we get a hard start, and I'm suspecting we will. Yeah. I do find that this pen in particular does hard start, so you know what, as much as I've used it this year, nice pen, but kind of annoying that it's hard starting. Other Faber-Castell Emotions that I've had, not really too much of an issue with hard starts, but anyway, that's not going to make it into my recommended list. However, this one will. It's another Lamy. It's the Lamy Studio, and I love the Lamy Studio. I know a lot of people don't like it. The clip is divisive. This propeller shaped clip, which is flat, then goes flat the other way, but it's pretty functional. That's a pretty good clip. Pop cap. I love the fact that it posts and then pops on there. Really, really good. But this really smooth metal section, not for everybody. And this came with a really nice, interesting nib that I've not used with the Lamy fountain pen before. Lamy Studio, and this is the Matte Rose 2023 special edition, and I like it. It's a nice dusky pink. It's a 1.5mm stop. Excuse me. It's Lamy blue. I enjoy this 1.5mm stub. It's not often that I've seen studios with such a wide selection of nibs. Usually there's extra fine, medium, broad, and that's it. So they actually, certainly from Cult Pens this year anyway, they had 1.1, 1.5 and I think 1.8mm stub nibs. So I went for the middle of the road stub. It's not as good as the TWSBI Eco stub nib, but still nice. I enjoy using this pen a lot. Very nice colour. The next one, let's find the next one. This one, here we go, vintage pen. Parker 45 Flighter. All metal pen, plastic section. And I just find Parker pens, just the writing experience, I find Parker nibs have a Parker feedback. People go on about things like Sailor feedback with their nibs. And I find that Parker pens in general all have the same feeling. Parker 45 Flighter. This is a medium nib. And this is Diamine Twilight. white. This one has the Parker squeeze converter. I got this as new old stock, and yeah, I'm just going to keep refilling it. Normally I can't stand squeeze converters, and it sort of posts fairly securely as well if you want to use it that way, and it's a good looking, cheap, vintage fountain pen. I'm always happy with it, and this nib, it's just got that Parker feedback. It's almost like you can feel the nib on the paper. It's not overly smooth, but it writes really, really, really well, and I'm very happy with everything about this pen. So this will become certainly one of my everyday carries for 2024 as well. Next, I'm so tempted. In fact, I am, because in my upcoming information I have for you later in the next few weeks, days, weeks, I want to talk about Pelikan. Pelikan in 2023 has they've been a bit of a letdown. This is the pastel green from 2022, I think. Pastel green M200, and their pastel blue for 2023 just seemed to just pop out, and it was like, here you go, here's a pastel blue version, and I was not impressed with the look of it. The pastel green, to be honest, it's been in rotation for a very long time. It is now almost empty. In fact, it is empty. I'm not even going to attempt to write with this for fear of disappointment. Shall I give it a go? 6. It's hardly, I mean, it's basically no ink. Pelikan M200 pastel green is gonna go, I think. Broad nib. It's gonna make this end of year review and then give up the ghost. Pastel green, diamine, apple glory. Been in my pen rotation for a very long time, and I'm just not a massive fan of the white or creamy white. The pale green, it's nice, it's translucent, you can see in there, but I'm sort of done with Pelikan at the moment. They've been a bit of a mess in 2023. Their Rose Quartz special edition, I was so looking forward to, and yeah, keep watching, because I've got some updates about that coming up fairly soon. So yes, Pelikan M200, always seem to have one or two in my everyday pen rotation throughout the year. This pen has been inked up for many months, a couple of years in fact, and it's a winner. I love it, but kind of going off Pelikan a little bit at the moment, for reasons I shall disclose some other time. Now, this Benu Euphoria Hallowed Harvest 2023 special edition. I did a review of it, unboxing and review, and was surprised it wasn't a popular video, and I don't know whether that is just YouTube being finicky with the algorithm, or whether my subscribers certainly don't like Benu fountain pens. It is a possibility. I know there has been some, if you like, controversy, certainly not controversy in the fountain pen community standards. There's been plenty of that over the last 2 or 3 years. But Benu used to be a Russian firm. They then moved to Armenia and set up operations there, all due to the Ukrainian conflict. But I I love this pen. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous pen with the black and the orange. It's got a not over the top level of sparkle. It's a good size fountain pen. And I just really enjoy it. Oops, I'll load harvest. And this, would you believe it or not, I've been writing for ages with this. It's still the same cartridge that it was supplied with, because I have some other everyday fountain pens that I use for more extensive writing periods than this pen. So it's not quite made it to the #1 spot, but it's come very, very close. This was almost my favourite fountain pen of 2023. Honourable mentions: Jinhao 100 Skeleton, and certainly this red and gold one. Brilliant. Fun pen, but certainly not one of my absolute favourites. The nibs on these more recent Jinhao Centennials have not been the absolute best. And we'll get into the worst fountain pens of 2023 very soon. Red and gold. Medium nib. Diamond Red Dragon is the ink. It's just not brilliant. This is, it's wet, but it's kind of off. Flows fine, but it's just not the best writing experience. And yes, you can easily tinker with the nibs, but I just haven't been bothered, and I've used this pen for a very long time this year. And I love the ink, it goes well with it, but it's just not up there, not quite. Oh, this is obviously one of my favourites, and Lamy is featuring heavily on my 2023 best fountain pens. And this pen, the Lamy Ion, if you haven't tried one, please do. If you're into the Lamy Safari but you want a slightly heavier fountain pen, you know, we're talking an all-metal fountain pen. This is the 2023 special edition Lamy Ion. Deep dark blue. Medium nib. Lamy blue ink. The Ion, it's got all the sort of features, if you like, cartridge converter version of the Lamy 2000. It's a chunkier pen, it's a heavy-ish pen, aluminium, but it's just a great pen. I don't like how the cap rotates, but pop cap, matte section, really comfortable, big old pen to hold. It does post quite deeply. It's not the most securely posting pen, but I just enjoy the Lamy Ion, and I really would urge you to consider trying the Lamy Ion if you haven't already, because it's one of those underrated pens, and I would love to see more people saying, actually, you know what, I really do like it. It's like it's cheaper often than the studio, and for many people it's probably going to tick the boxes which the studio doesn't, and it's got a lot of the design aesthetics of the Lamy 2000, as I said, including this sprung clip, which I do enjoy. So yeah, Lamy Studio Deep Dark Blue, very much a tie between the Lime Ion Deep Dark Blue rather than is a tie with the Studio Matte Rose as far as usage goes this year. So let's talk about the pens which really didn't do so well this year. Turn this page over. I haven't had that many pen purchases, to be honest, in 2023, but I will state that the absolute worst ones of the lot are these Jinhao fountain pens. These sailor style, sailor coloured Jinhao cheapo fountain pens are hugely popular. People have gone nuts over them because you can Franken pen the whole thing. You can unscrew the finials and change the barrels and switch. I mean, you can do it with all sorts of fountain pens. I mean, if you want to use a Lamy Safari and completely Franken pen it, you can do it. I mean, if you want a really disgusting colour combination, try this one. There you go, look, you can swap them all over and make them hideous. But these Jinhao pens just didn't do it for me at all. I bought 3 of them, different colours. I was really looking forward to using the colours that I had because wide range of colours, all very much like Sailor, and these Jinhao fountain pen colours, just not for me. This is just a pink one. It's translucent, and in all fairness, I think it covers the bases of being a pink fountain pen. But this one writes okay. The sort of below average wetness. The nib is fine, even for reverse writing. I'm trying to write over the camera here, which isn't easy. It's all right, but 2 of the other Jinhaos have just been absolute shockers. They're really, really bad nibs. Really, really disappointing nibs. And I would love it if I could say that these Jinhao fountain pens were any good. They're cheap and they're nice colours if you're into these sort of pastel-y colours, but the writing is just kind of, it's just not as good as some of the others. Like last year's best fountain pen of 2022 was this thing here, the Lamy Safari alike. I'm trying to find it now. Absolute disaster. Here's one. Yeah, these Jinhao fountain pens, really, really good. Cheaper, a lot cheaper than the Lamy 2000, but yeah, they're good. These things just not really my favourite at all. Very disappointed with those. So when we look at this list, not that many new pens this year for me. And there's some which just keep going and going. These 2. Writing with them for a very, very long time. Always have a Lamy Safari, almost always a Lamy Studio. Now very much there's almost always a Lamy Ion in my fountain pen rotation. The Benu Euphoria, yeah, seriously, that's a favourite pen. Pelikan would make it, except for the issues that Pelikan have had this 2023, so they're kind of slipping down the list from a I don't know, customer's perspective. I'll talk about that in another video. in fact something else, so stay tuned. And yeah, I've got some announcements to make. Parker 45, vintage Parkers. If you get a good one cheaply, and these 45 flighters are always quite affordable. Yeah, good fun to write with. But, and this may come as a surprise, the pen, the best pen of 2023 is this thing. It's the Lamy 2000. Last Christmas I recorded my best and worst fountain pens of 2022, and I actually showed you how, when you compare the Lamy 2000 with a Jinhao, blimey, names escape me, but the Jinhao that looks like this, I'll leave the notes in the description below. I should have had better show notes. In fact, I'll just get notes out because it's just going to be stupid otherwise. Where are we? So we've got Jinhao 80, yes. These things, Jinhao 80. And the pens that I really wasn't happy with at all. They are Jinhao 82. I should have done that before I even started, but completely forgot my show notes. So yeah, Lamy 2000, best pen of 2023. Why? Because last Christmas, when I effectively slated the Lamy 2000 for its now even more exorbitant cost, there was an increase in the price of the Lamy 2000 in 2023 again, really pushing this into next level pen territory. It's way over £170, I think, now in the UK, which is rather pricey. But I've used this pen all year and I keep inking it up. So the best fountain pen of 2023 is this Lamy 2000, and this is the fine nib. And there's an example of why I didn't like it last year. It's because it has the fine nibbed Lamy 2000 has a sweet spot. There is no doubt about it. You get medium or broad, these pens have nibs which write quite a bit broader, but the fine has definitely got a sweet spot. But I enjoy writing with it. It holds a decent amount of ink. It's comfortable. I love the design and everything about it. And I haven't had the issues with this particular fine nib where it's leaking from the section. Sometimes you get ink leaks, but no, none of those. And when I'm not writing over the camera, it's great. Decently wet, but it does have on the fine nib that sweet spot, which is why there's this, it's not skipping, it's almost like it's just not making the right contact, which of course I can't replicate because now I'm right. Oh, I'll tell you what, do a bit of blind writing over the camera. Yeah, a bit, yeah. If you don't get the angle quite right with the fine nib, you do get this sort of skipping effect. But it doesn't matter. I've had this pen inked up all year, used it regularly, and it is an absolute joy to write with. Even with these sort of skips, I just enjoy writing with it. So I will carry on using this pen in 2024. And I should imagine it's going to still be in use at the end of 2024. So, just to finish off, which will do the worst pen here. And this is the fine. These pens all seem to come with the fine nibs. No issues with these hard starting. The writing experience just isn't fantastic. For the price, they're okay. Here we go, skip. Skip. Ink flow's okay. And this is Diamond Cerise again. Favourite pink ink of mine. It's just not great. And the quality of some of the nibs that I've had with these Jinhao 82s, really poor. Yes, you can tinker with them, they're cheap, so what, but sometimes I've become more accustomed to a lot of the cheaper Chinese fountain pens writing really well. Certainly the Jinhao 80s, really good. I mean, these things just, you know, this is a Jinhao 80. Oh, this one's empty. Blimey, typical. Yep. That was one that needed cleaning out. Yeah, Jinhao 80, absolute winner last year. Jinhao 82, 2023. Really not that impressed at all. Disappointing. And the Lamy 2000. It's just a great pen. I just keep going back to it. Twisby Eco, another great pen. Pen Euphoria, yes, so good, so impressed and happy with this pen as well. But the Lamy 2000 is the pen that I have used most and enjoyed writing with this year. So there's the best and the worst of 2023. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.